Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, this is a short video because my son is at his game and today is his birthday. So when he finishes the game and I couldn't make it, I had a speaking engagement. But my 11-year-old, he turned 11 today. And so this is a short video, but I wanted to touch on this because after watching the review show that we be doing all the time, I realized that there's a misunderstanding here, and I need you to understand something. That when it comes to meeting your spouse, you have to compromise, but you're not compromising your standards. You are compromising your preferences. Standards, and I made this up. Standards versus preferences. I made that up too, even though you might have heard it go viral. Standards is rooted in morals and values. So, is height a standard? No. Preferences, that's rooted in likes and dislikes. That's also numbers. So, what a person's income is, what you want their income to be, that's a preference. What you want their job to be, that's a preference. What you want their weight to be, that's a preference. What you want their height to be, that's a preference. Those are things you're going to have to compromise on if you want to get married to someone who can be the love of your life for the rest of your life. Because if you pick a person based on aesthetics, it's not going to last. It will not last a lifetime because people who have all of the aesthetics have also been treated in that manner. So those individuals are more entitled, more arrogant, more selfish, more demanding. And so what you will find yourself in is a power struggle. You will be going back and forth, butting heads of who is going to kiss the ring, who's going to get served, and who's going to do the serving. And so you have to understand that you're going to have to compromise. Every single married couple that lasts a lifetime compromised. They may not tell you they compromised. You may not know in what area, but we all make compromises. And those compromises are in our preferences, meaning wanting a certain height and compromising for a lesser or greater height, wanting a certain weight or body type and compromising for a different weight or body type, wanting a certain income level or job and compromising on that certain income level or job. There are some women, I guarantee you today, there's 100,000 to 1,000,000 women that are single because they left a man who liked them because they didn't like his last name and they didn't want to get married and have to have his last name because they think his last name is ugly. Guarantee it. There are millions of women who are single because the men who like them are not of the height requirement. There are millions of men who are single because the women who like them are not of the weight requirement or body type requirement preference. And this is spiritual warfare. It's spiritual warfare because the adversary does not want to see marriages, does not want to see happiness, families raising kids. So what's being played on is our selfishness, also our sexual immorality, the stuff that we get into, whether that be fornication, pornography, masturbation, whatever form of sexual immorality that you have in your life, that is being played on, making you want a certain look and body type and height and weight and all of this for a spouse instead of looking at the person's character. Listen, no no person has everything. No person. Forgive me, my wife texted me. So, for example, I have character and integrity now. I didn't have this level of character and integrity when my wife met me. I looked better on the outside than I was on the inside. Did not have it all. Same thing for my wife. Did not have it all. Nobody has it all. Like I know some amazing guys. Guess what? Every amazing guy I know is no taller than 5'10". I know some amazing guys that's 6 foot, to 6'4", but they have paralysis by analysis because it's so many women that they can get that they can't make a choice. The list is too long. And then the men who are under 6 feet, they want women who don't want them. So this greed, this selfishness, this delusion, that honestly is that's what's keeping so many singles single. So I want you to understand, like, the next thing I want you to understand, that a project is not what you call a project, what the world calls a project. What the world is calling a project is someone who doesn't earn the amount of money you want them to earn. Someone who doesn't have the body type you want them to have. Someone who doesn't have the fashion you want them to have. The hairstyle you want them to have. The articulation you want them to have. That's not a project. A project is someone who has no character. They don't have the character and the integrity that you need them to have. That is taking on a project. What you need to do right now is you need to take on a project. But what I mean by a project, I'm calling it a perfect project. The perfect project is someone who has internally what you need a person to have: morals, values, character, integrity. That's what you need. Someone who has internally the attributes that will translate into them being a faithful spouse for life. Honesty, trustworthiness, those type of things. Now, so that's what I need you to understand if they have that. Now, anything else, if you really want to be married, let it go. Anything else, let it go. Height, weight, income, let it go. It's getting real out here. It's getting serious out there. And here's the thing. You got to stop comparing yourself to me. You got to stop doing that. I got married in 2007. So people are like, oh, Tony, you ain't compromised or you didn't settle. How you know that? How you know what my preferences were? My wife was not my preference. And I don't know what my wife's preferences were, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't her preferences. My wife was not my preferences, but you know what she was? Character, personality, integrity that I wanted. So I overlooked her complexion because I wanted dark skin, which would I mean like brown skin or darker. I didn't want a light skinned wife. I wanted 5'4", so I could feel taller because I'm 5'10". My wife like 5'7". I wanted a big booty. My wife did not have a big booty. She still don't have a big booty. She got a little bit more butt now, but she ain't have no booty. So, and I'm not saying that people, oh, your wife is beautiful and all that. Yeah, she beautiful. She glowed up. We literally have earned millions of dollars. She got the best skincare. She got the best hair care. She got the best clothes. She in love. She peaceful. She happy. She's a stay-at-home mom, so she don't have work stress. She don't have co-worker stress. She get to rest in her feminine. My wife is like wine. She looked better today than she did when I met her. That's the glory and favor of a marriage. Same thing with myself. It's like we looking better as we age than when we was younger, because that's what marriage will do. I'm 5'10". My ex before my wife was 5'4", the height that I wanted. My wife ex before me was 6'4", probably the height she wanted. Both of them relationships did not work out for us. But when we got together, although we was outside of the typical preferences that we would have, it worked out. It worked out. And so this is what I need you to understand. So a lot of people like, oh, Tony, you ain't said, oh, yeah. Everybody have to compromise. So if you want to get married, you're going to have to look and see what can you compromise on. It's no different than buying a house. You never find a house that got every single thing you want in it. Like, we got a house and we ain't got no backyard. We ain't got no backyard. But you know what my wife got? A walk-in closet. And we have a home gym. We look at all of these nice houses, and none of them have, in the price range that our house is in, none of them have a walk-in closet, which she had to build. Our house didn't even have that. We had to knock down a wall and build it into the next bedroom, cut off the back of that next bedroom and build it. And so now she got a walk-in closet. And it has a home gym. But when we'll look at houses that cost more than our house, and they'll have this little tiny old little sliver of a room and have a couple of workout machines in there, when our house has a full-size, whole-size gym. And so guess what you had to compromise on? No backyard, no walk-in closet, gonna have to build it. Guess what? Anything, just you get a job. They might not have the benefits package you like. Might not be in the location you like. Might not have the hours you like. It's something about that job you're going to have to compromise on. So here's the thing. You compromise on where you live. You compromise on where you work. And neither one of those things are as important as you getting married and building society with your spouse and raising a family. Where you work and where you live is not inside of God's plan. Like, that's not a part of your purpose. What's a part of your purpose is getting out of sin. If you're in sex sin or struggling with it, getting out that sin and building with your partner and living in your purpose. So sit down and identify where you can compromise, and understand that compromise is not a bad word. And understand that settling is not a bad word, because settling doesn't mean that you're going backwards. Settling down, meaning that you coming to terms. We made a settlement. We have a settlement in place. That means we came to an agreement. Stop making it a negative thing to say, okay, I wanted this height or this weight or this income, but this over here, this gentle spirit, this loving spirit, this kind, patient, compassionate, understanding, caring demeanor, is more important than height. It's more important than weight. And women always say, Tony, why are you asking us women to do this? Men don't do that. Yes, we do. I just told you I did it. Every man does it because no woman is perfect. No woman has everything that a man wants. And the women that have, and no woman has everything that a man wants. Because if she have all the body, she don't have brains. You never see a woman who have the most absolute perfect body and brains. And think about it. Like, I really want you to start looking at people, right? So let me help you understand something. Okay, I have colored eyes. Growing up, it maybe was one or two other guys out of hundreds out of thousands in the school that had colored eyes. But guess what God gave me? Crooked teeth and a big head. And I'm under 6 foot. And then look at women. Every woman I know that had a perfect booty, she had no breasts. And then the women who had perfect breasts and a perfect booty was like non-existent and didn't have a flat stomach. Still had a little pudge on that stomach. A woman with perfect breasts, perfect booty, flat stomach, and brains, that's like a unicorn. Same thing for a man. A man with brains, height, perfect teeth, perfect skin, perfect body, that's a unicorn. So every single married couple has settled. I seen a little clip from the show. A young lady was 4'11". Looked like somebody hit her in the head with one of them mold games. That the thing, the little black handle, you hit the mold, they're popping out the hole. 4'11", overly thick. I mean, way too much dip on a chip. Way too much chips in the bag. I mean, all kind of booty and thigh. Did not look athletic and fit and all of that. Just looked like all her weight just go there. 4'11", passed on a man who was perfectly dressed because he's 5'9". This man is a whole foot taller than her. And she's told the man he too short. That's right there is the stupidity that I'm talking about. That's the stupidity that I'm talking about. She deserved to be single the rest of her life. And that's probably what she's going to be. If you 4'11" and a man that's 5'9" is too short for you, you're an absolute fool. And you need to get your life together. And the vice versa for a man. It's like, if you ain't perfect, if you're not 6 foot, then you don't get to be picky. Get what you get. Because women want a 6 foot man. So if you're not 6 foot, you can't expect a woman to give you all the credit for your character and your integrity if you're not giving a woman all the credit for her character and integrity and her not hitting a requirement that you have. Because you're not hitting her height requirement. So you can't make her hit your body requirement. And so you got to think about that. And that's what I'm trying to get men and women to understand is like, compromise can be healthy. And you need to get there. But hey, I got to go pick up crowd leg. My son loves seafood. It's a birthday and the game is coming to an end. My wife just ordered, so I got to head on out. God bless you. And shout out to the donors of Tony Gaskins Family Foundation. We getting crunk up next weekend. And that's also, I'm sending an email out. What I want for my birthday is y'all help me help these young men for this summer, get us through this summer. And so my birthday is Saturday, March 8th. Ironically, that's International Women's Day. The Lord played a trick on me. But hey, God bless you. We'll talk soon. All the important links is in the description. Take care.